What's up? Welcome back into the Hook and Batter podcast. The health and safety protocols got us again, but we're back. Ben, are you ready to get COVID next week?
Hey, man, hopefully not.
Okay.
I thought I was immune, but I guess I'm due, right?
It seems like we're on a little every other week cycle here, so hopefully we can get out of that. But we're back, and just in time. College football playoff happened Monday night. We are getting into some playoff NFL football in the coming weeks, so good time to jump back in. First thing, I'll just get my old man take out of the way from the college football playoff.
Nice.
Why are we
Good
starting?
start.
Why are we starting a game at 9:00? It ended
yeah.
at 1:30.
Yeah,
That
that's definitely fair. And they delayed it too. It was supposed to start at 8:30,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
8:45, I think. But
yeah, I hear you. That made no sense.
that was a
and also,
tough.
the Rose Bowl game is on the West Coast, so it started 2:00 over there.
Yeah, like so
Like, that was off to me.
that's the whole thing about tradition, and like I love the Rose Bowl. Like the Rose Bowl I think that should just be the national championship every year. They should play that at the Rose Bowl. But the whole thing is like, oh, they gotta play during sunset at the Rose Bowl, and that the sun actually did play a factor in like that first
Yeah, it
quarter.
did.
But they want those pictures of how pretty it looks and all that kind of stuff. So that's why that game always goes first. It's right after the parade, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. They were playing, they were playing at like midnight by the time that game was over, Washington and Texas. But
During that field goal for Michigan to tie it up, the sun, you could see it literally in the kicker's face. I'm like, he might miss this 25-yard field goal.
we'll start with that game, the Rose Bowl game, Michigan. It was fun at first. It went dead for a little bit, but it got really good at the end. Michigan pulls it out in overtime. Good for them. They didn't play particularly well. Shot themselves in the foot quite a bit. Alabama didn't play well. They sort of reverted back to what we saw from them early in the season, which sucks for them, but woohoo! Yeah, kind of nice.
Nobody was rooting for Alabama.
No,
I don't think anyone was rooting for Alabama.
no. Credit to Michigan, right? They come back from down 7, make McCarthy leads a game-winning drive, so good for him. He played not well. But yeah, looking ahead to Monday, like Michigan will have a chance to win a national title. Harbaugh will leave on his high horse, go to the NFL. It was looking like Harbaugh had already started interviewing during that game. It was just, I'm just saying, like, they were just dead for a minute. I don't know. It was very weird because in the first half, I thought they were dominating. You had a little bit of, I thought that Michigan was sort of just like whooping on them and just couldn't score points.
Yeah. I think if he doesn't fumble that ball at midfield, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah,
because they were about to maybe walk away from that game. But yeah, I felt like both offenses were terrible in this game, to be totally honest. And I felt like for every chance there was for Michigan to pull away from the game, Alabama kind of had the same thing.
I guess that's true.
But I will say, though, Michigan's passing offense was definitely way more effective than Alabama's passing offense. It's got to a point where Alabama could barely throw the ball 15 yards downfield.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ended up like losing them the game.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that was a weird game. It's weird to see those two teams play the way they did,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think someone mentioned it, but the way that Alabama was just continually making mistakes is just something you don't see very often. And their center can't even snap the ball.
Yeah, that was another thing. They were in field goal range. Their center blow snaps the ball 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
And
I think that made a difference on the last play. I think a lot of people have probably seen clips now that
Nose diving.
yeah.
But it seems like the play could have worked, but you got to catch the low snap, and then their right tackle got dog walked by a guy that was like 80 pounds lighter than him.
Yeah, the whole offensive line of Alabama looked terrible. And all season you're hearing they're heavier than an NFL offensive line. They've got, but they got dogged.
That was the big difference in the first half, too, was all the sacks and the pressure that Michigan was getting. So, like I said, credit to Michigan. They didn't play particularly well, but they get away with it. Always a fun scene. Always fun when a game goes to overtime like that. And it ends, on a goal line stand. That was awesome. I was wondering if Alabama was just going to go for 2 if they did get it, because they would have had to do that in the second overtime anyway. So that would have been interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see Michigan in the national title game. The news did come out like 3 days before the semifinal that Harbaugh hired a new agent that has a lot of connection to the NFL. So he might be gone.
Yeah.
Which, if they win it, you can't really blame him. So
Yeah, if they win it for sure. If they lose, I don't know. It's kind of tough. It feels like this is their best shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
absolutely.
easily their best shot they've had.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
It does. We'll talk about the
Yeah.
championship after we recap the second game. So yeah, second game, Washington, Texas. Quinn Ewers was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Penix was amazing.
Yeah.
That game was really fun to watch. I don't know. Washington tried to lose.
Yeah.
Crazy. I know your running back getting hurt at the end there. It's a freak thing. But I said it before it happened. The only bad things can happen if you don't take knees here. If you take 3 knees, you're going to give them the ball at worst the 20-yard line with 15 seconds left with no timeouts. You run the ball, you could fumble. You're never they couldn't run the ball all day. You were never getting a first down in that situation. So I felt like the only bad things could happen is sure enough running back gets hurt. Sorry, but you got to be better in that situation. I don't care how hurt you are. You got to get off the field. Mm-hmm. Sorry about it. You got to get off the field. But
what's his injury?
He seemed fine.
Really?
No, I don't even know. Just on the sidelines, he wasn't stretchered off.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's true.
He could have yelled at his teammates hey, literally carry me off the field because I have to get off the field right now. Just some IQ stuff that we got to work on if we're Washington there. But that cost them 40 seconds. All of a sudden, Ewers makes one throw and they're right in the striking range. The last 4 plays for Texas were rough. I don't know why we're throwing a swing pass with 15 seconds left.
Yeah, that was.
But great play by the cornerback on the 4th down. I think it was 4th down. Really funny just to see him swat the ball out of bounds and to win the game. That's a really cool moment for him. But I'm happy for Washington. I will hand up. Did not give them enough credit all year. I always said that Oregon was better.
Me too. Absolutely.
They're really fun to watch.
They're really They really impressed me in that. I was there, but they really impressed me in that Pac-12 title.
Yeah.
I mean, they really took it to Oregon, and their defense, which was a big question mark, they took it to Oregon.
Yeah.
I will say the last few minutes of that game, has me worried.
Yes,
I would say.
Yes,
absolutely.
I was feeling good about them.
Yeah, man, it looked like they were going to win the title. Like they were going to beat the brakes off of Michigan.
Yeah.
When they play, but
I will say, when I'm thinking ahead to Monday, Michigan or Washington's inability to run the ball against Texas, and Texas plays the run well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and their secondary is bad, so that's how you beat them. I get that. But their inability to run the ball, mixed with Michigan's ability to create pressure, and then on the other side of the ball, Washington's inability to run the ball. Texas did not commit to the run enough. Michigan will commit to the run.
Probably not.
Probably not.
They definitely will.
Because McCarthy can be a liability at times. So that is definitely what I worry about. The spread is 4.5, which is a little higher than I was expecting, which also tells me maybe that Vegas thinks one way too. But Washington's been disrespected all year.
Yeah. It's literally every time. It's every time.
Every time you think it's a trap line, it's not.
Yeah.
it's the line you should take.
Both Oregon games and this last playoff.
Yeah.
But we felt good about this last playoff. We took them.
I don't have the same gut feeling I do that I had about the semifinal games. Because 4.5 feels like a lot, but
it can happen.
I do think Michigan can bully them. Penix is what a story that is. It'll be very interesting to me how he'll be viewed in the NFL draft process because he's older. He's had 2 major knee surgeries. But you see some of the throws he makes, and there's guys at the NFL level that don't make those throws. So it's very, very interesting to me. I think and this is very recency bias, I understand that. And we'll find out Monday. But if any scout or GM takes JJ McCarthy over Michael Penix, I think you're smoking pot.
You think that's possible?
In the mocks before this, McCarthy was 1 or 2 spots ahead of him.
Wow.
And I understand that the playoff is quite different than bowl games, but Michael Penix might have just become a top 15 pick.
I thought he was a top 10 pick, actually, from what I've heard. And I didn't even, from me just watching JJ McCarthy, I don't consider him a top 10
Me either.
or top
I wouldn't,
first round pick.
I would not pick him for the NFL.
No.
I really wouldn't. He reminds me of Tyson Bagent. I really don't see a difference. I'm going to be honest.
He held his own. No, I'm just kidding.
Tyson Bagent does have an NFL win.
That's true.
So
There's some promise there.
there's something.
But yeah, I don't like McCarthy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That makes sense though. I didn't know why Harbaugh was hyping him up. I heard that he was like saying he's the best quarterback he's ever had or something like
Best
that.
quarterback ever at Michigan.
At Michigan.
Yes.
Which if
Tom
he wins a
Brady
title-
went to
I
Michigan.
know.
Yeah.
But
But
in Michigan, Tom Brady, it's all right.
yeah, I mean, well, he was a 6th rounder. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess there was a reason for that. But I don't know. Penix was just super impressive. They also do have like a better receiving core than most pro teams.
Yeah, their weapons are so good.
Yeah. So that certainly helps, but he's making some throws in some very tight windows, dropping the ball in the bucket. It was very fun to watch.
He's also faster than I thought. He
Yeah.
took off like
Mhm.
once or twice there.
He should probably do it more.
But he
Yeah.
might. I didn't know about the knee thing either. He's probably worried about that.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Michael Penix, when he was at Indiana, did beat Michigan 37-20, had over 300 yards passing.
Ooh.
It was COVID year, so take it with a grain of salt, but
Mhm.
Michael Penix did beat Michigan, so it could happen again. It'd be a very fun story if Washington won. That would be
Yeah, that'd be
like
cool.
not to take anything away from Michigan, but like it'd be a very fun story for Washington, especially last year the Pac-12, all this kind of stuff. The Pac-12 finally makes it, and then that's just over.
Yeah.
It was also very Pac-12 like the way that game ended. Just like if you've
Yeah.
ever watched the Pac-12 game at midnight on the East
Yeah.
Coast, that's what happens.
Yes.
So very fitting.
Mm-hmm.
And next year we're going to get this game no matter what. Michigan plays Washington in October because they're both Big Ten teams. So you'll
very
get the
cool.
rematch.
Very
So,
cool.
I'm super excited for it. I very much enjoy college football during the season. I love the playoff, and I will love it even more as a 12 team.
Mm-hmm.
You hope.
I will.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like bowl games, but they matter.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
This one just shaped out so well.
like LSU Wisconsin was a great game. Could you imagine that? I don't think Wisconsin would have made it, but could you imagine that as like
Yeah.
a playoff game? That'd be cool.
Yeah. Missouri, Ohio State, not a good game, but
Not a good game.
that would have been a playoff game.
Yeah.
But also a lot of guys opted out.
Yeah. Right. You'd have less of that.
Which is what I was trying to say about Penix. Like a lot of these guys are opting out, but Penix might have literally, and again, playoff different than bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
But he might have just literally risen his draft stock from making like $1 million his first year to like $10 million his first year.
Yeah.
Because the whole world saw it. And that matters. Like it shouldn't matter because you would think scouts grind the tape. Right? Every game is the same. Every game's the same. But it's just not the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Zach Wilson is a perfect example of that. Like he made like one throw on his pro day and became second overall pick. But yeah, super excited for Monday night. I am happy the way it shook out. We got 2 awesome games, which we normally don't get in this style of playoff. I do think that Georgia probably would have beaten everybody, but they didn't beat Alabama, and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
How happy is the committee?
Okay,
Yeah.
Because Florida
They
State was the only
won.
question.
Yeah.
Florida State was the only question.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Like
It's an easy cop out, but Florida State did have like legitimately 30
That's
players
true.
opt out of the game. Like
Right.
nobody played.
That's true.
Which is kind of an indictment on the program,
Yeah.
like because Georgia has everyone playing, and like not to get all old manny again, but there's a reason that Georgia wins a lot, and there's a reason why Florida State comes up short, and teams like that, and you look.
And why the
Is
good
that-
players want to be
Is
there.
that a
and all
culture
that.
thing? Is that I don't know,
yeah.
but you've got the like the backup quarterback for Florida State that became the starter. He's opting out.
Yeah.
Or he's in the portal. I don't remember the exact circumstances, but like
It's true.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
For him, it's probably in his best interest because man, it looks the worst for him
That's
Yeah.
true.
out of everyone.
That's
so.
true. Fair enough. I'm just
But everyone else, yes, I agree.
I'm just saying.
Because everyone else, you have something to prove.
Right.
That's not.
Yeah.
But- It is what it is. Yeah, 12-team playoff will be awesome.
Mhm.
I am stoked for that. But yeah, and conference realignment's coming. I don't know what.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Yeah, man,
College,
that'll be fun.
college football will be a different beast next year.
Yeah.
It was funny watching the camera start panning to Arch Manning during that game. Just like, what if? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Quinn Ewers certainly staying in college after that performance, I think. So I guess Arch. I don't know. Arch has got to go. Arch has got to go somewhere. I would have to think he's
Yeah.
not sticking around.
Maybe Ewers does.
Maybe
Maybe.
they say,
Hey,
yeah,
man,
you're
take a
gone.
hike.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely could,
Yeah, for sure.
but because Arch Manning's worth a ton of a lot more money to them than Quinn Ewers is. But I guess we'll see. Monday will be awesome. Super excited for that. I don't know who I'm on yet.
Huskies. Come
I
on.
I
You want
probably
the
will for the
Huskies.
fun of it. I think Michigan probably wins.
I think, yeah. I mean, Michigan probably wins, but I definitely want the Huskies to win.
Yeah.
The Huskies are a cool story because they're like one of the most unexpected teams like ever. I mean, when Florida State first with Jameis Winston that first year, that was surprising to everybody. But other than that, in college football, it's been really bland. It's been the same like 4 or 5 teams.
Washington made a semifinal or a
They
final?
did. In 2016, they made the
They
semifinal, and Alabama stomped them.
Yeah, they got dog.
But like for them to be titles, I mean, they weren't ranked preseason. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Well, you know what? They might have been. They
Yeah,
had a
Penix was
they had
good
a
last year.
They
Yeah.
had a good year last year.
Dunze was there.
But I mean, I never thought. I didn't think they were the best team in the Pac-12
Right.
all year. You know,
Right.
so that'd be cool, man.
It would be very cool. I hope it's not TCU all over again.
Oh man, that would stink.
But if it is, it was a fun journey for them. But they feel a little bit more real than TCU did. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Michigan defense is something different, though.
Yeah, man, they played really well.
Yeah.
They were the most impressive unit on the field.
That by far. Special teams matters, by the way. Something that
Yeah.
we should mention because Alabama almost won that game just by special teams.
That was crazy.
So I would have felt very bad for that guy if he just fumbled the
Yeah.
game away.
If you see that replay, that ball was meant to go in the end zone.
Yeah.
Something stopped that ball. Like, it was bouncing like the way a ball normally does, and then it hit the tip and it spun,
Yeah.
like, back. That ball was meant to go in the end zone.
It's the Australian punter. I don't know what to say.
I guess.
He's got different.
That's true. He's too good at that point.
Yeah. Oh man. But so yeah, next week we'll have our champion crowned. We'll go from there. College football season's coming to an end, but that just means it's time for NFL playoffs. Not this week, but we will find out our final playoff picture after this week 18. We're already getting a bunch of news about who's not playing in week 18, which is to be expected. We are getting some very funny quarterbacks. So that'll be fun. I think Jeff Driscoll is starting for the Browns.
How is he in the league?
I don't know. Why is PJ Walker just not starting? Don't know. So yeah, Jeff Driscoll. Is Gabbard starting for the Chiefs? Is that who it is? Is that the backup for?
No. Yes, it is
So
now Blaine Gabbert.
We're getting Blaine Gabbert. So yeah, we're gonna get some interesting week 18 games. Yeah, that's the way it always goes. But there are some important ones. But what we do know, Ravens are the 1 seed in the AFC. Niners are the 1 seed in the NFC. As it should be, as it has been for most of the year, I would say. Ravens stomped the Dolphins 56-19. Game just kind of got out of hand, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
To be fair, it looked like a shootout early.
That's what I mean.
Like, I turned to Megan, I'm like,
what-
this is going to be a shootout.
Like it was like a good close game, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
I don't even know what happened, really.
I
Well-
don't either.
the Flowers touchdown, and then they went for it on 4th and 7 and got a touchdown, and it was just like
That was wild.
these because me and producer Alex went to the game, and we just started laughing. We just looked at each other and started laughing because everything is going right for them. It's insane. Yeah. And then right after that, Patrick Queen had his one-handed pick.
Yeah.
So everything's just going right.
Yeah, turnovers definitely played a part. It felt like I felt the same way. I was like, oh, we're in for a shootout, and then at halftime I look up and it's like a 3-possession game. I was like, how? But
it also didn't make sense because Miami ran the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
But they didn't really take advantage of the fact that the Ravens' corners were like depleted in that game.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Achane, whatever, if he's quite ready. So he's been, coming on off injury all year.
Yeah.
Moster's out. So it
definitely made a
didn't help.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought about that
injuries,
too.
ton of injuries for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Really sucks for them for the Bradley Chubb injury that happens at the end of the game. I know everyone wants to say like, why is he in? And I say the same thing, but you also only have so many guys that you can play.
Yeah.
I get that he's one of the guys that you would want to pull off the field, but if he doesn't get hurt, no one ever notices he's even on the field. It's just one of those things. It sucks really bad for them because that might literally ruin their season.
Yeah.
Holland also got hurt in the game. Or no, Xavier Howard got hurt, correct?
Xavier Howard got hurt first quarter.
That's right. Which they said it's not serious, but they're not going to have a bye now, so they're going to have to play pretty quickly. I don't know if they'll be ready.
Yeah.
They have a ton of injuries. Waddle's been hurt all year. Obviously didn't play in this game. I assume he'll be ready for the playoffs, but how ready will he be? Tyreek's definitely dealing with something.
Oh, yeah.
Now Tua's got a shoulder thing going on. They are getting beat up at the wrong time.
Yeah.
They are home dogs to the Buffalo Bills this weekend, and like 3-point dogs.
It's reasonable.
I think that's gone a little too far, personally. I understand. Ton of injuries.
Yeah.
We're forgetting that the Buffalo Bills aren't playing good football anymore.
They are the Buffalo Bills.
And it's for the division, right?
And it's
for the division.
And the Buffalo, if the Steelers, and that game's Sunday night, so it's the last game of the regular season. If the Steelers and the Jaguars both win, the Buffalo Bills will either be the 2 seed or they will not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It is a very weird scenario, which we haven't seen before. We've seen plenty of teams either be the 4 seed or not in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's normal. That's happening with the NFC South this weekend potentially.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's very weird that a team can be a 2 seed and not make the playoffs. It speaks to the depth, I think, of the AFC, but not necessarily the strength at the top. If that makes sense.
The mess of it.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
is
sense.
more what I would call it.
Absolutely.
How quickly that fell, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know.
I mean, geez.
Yeah, no, not my take from a couple months ago about the AFC just would beat any NFC team is very wrong.
That's the thing. I was going back, and I went back to the I was making TikTok clips, and I went back to the week with Ryan, which now has been like 5 weeks, by the way, which is crazy. And we were hyping up the AFC.
Yeah,
it was bad, and I almost made that clip and was like, oof.
I mean, a lot of QB injuries have impacted that for sure.
Yeah,
but the Chiefs never got going like we thought they would.
Yep.
Yeah. I still can't count them out, though.
No, for sure
Can't
not.
count them out.
I can't.
It's ugly.
Can't quit them. I mean, they won that game against the Bengals with just field goals. They just decided we're going to take the points every time.
Yeah.
Defense played well. Bengals couldn't move the ball in the second half.
just no one's catching the ball from Mahomes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so bad. MVS has to go. I don't care how fast he is. He's got to go.
It's crazy they still use him.
He's
him
got
and
to go.
Tony. I mean, I guess they got no one else.
He gets wide open.
It's wild. Which maybe it just all comes together in the playoff. Like
It will,
It absolutely will. Man.
but not at home.
Yeah, first time. I mean, Patrick Mahomes never won a road playoff game.
It's true.
Never had a road playoff game, but
He
he's never
should.
won one.
He should have to this year. I say should.
Yeah, I mean, they could lose at home in the wild card round.
It's true. Or they could win and then have to get a home playoff game because, the 2 seed Miami Dolphins somehow choke it against the Bills in the wild card, or Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, but then the Ravens would also have to lose in the divisional round, which definitely could happen. With Joe Flacco probably coming to town. We might get we are. If you start looking ahead, we could very, very, very easily be getting Stafford in Detroit wildcard weekend, and then Flacco in Baltimore divisional round weekend, which would be insane on both fronts. The Rams just said they're not starting Stafford this week, which I get. They're locked into a playoff spot. Would they not much rather go to Detroit than Dallas?
The Rams rather go to Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Than Dallas.
I think so.
Right? Yes.
I guess.
Playing in Dallas is something else, I think.
Dallas is better than Detroit.
Are they? I don't know.
They did just win.
We literally just watched the game.
Yeah, they beat Detroit, but
by one.
I don't know, man. I just don't I don't know. Dallas just isn't there.
Didn't report as eligible, okay?
I think he did.
2 people can't report as eligible.
I don't think 70 did.
Yeah, there's something there.
No, the ref definitely screwed that up. If we want to, I know we're jumping around a lot, but
Yeah.
we're kind of talking about the playoff picture, so it makes sense.
Yeah, the rest.
The ref screwed that up. It's very, like I sent this to our group chat. It is hysterical to me that the NFL came out and was like, well, actually, they messed up the tripping call, so like it doesn't matter. It's like just telling us that the refs messed up more than they did is very funny. I think it was Aikman talking about it. I can't remember now. About how the coaches will literally draw up the plays before the game and tell the refs, hey, this is what we're doing on these trick plays. And then Dan Campbell said that he pulled out a piece of paper and wrote down what this trick play was.
When he said it's part of when they practice the play, too, they practice lineman reporting.
Right.
Yeah.
And they practice, I think, different linemen going up there to make it a little confusing.
Yeah.
70 had been reporting eligible all game. It's an honest mistake. It's one that should be reviewable somehow. It feels like
Yeah.
like how can like if the ref were to go look at that on replay, and he was like, "Oh, the first guy up to me was definitely the guy that talked to me,"
Yeah.
which I guess could get hazy.
Or there should be a better system report.
Which I thought that's the only thing that I don't get is, and I don't know for sure, but I thought that they announced it to the crowd, right?
They usually do. They'll
And
say,
so-
I
so if they did come on the mic and say 70 has reported eligible,
Someone should have fixed it.
some coach or player should have been like, well, no, that's not right. I get it. A lot's going on in the moment, but there's a little
someone on your sideline.
there's a little bit of liability that has to go
Yeah.
on the Lions there.
Right.
But the refs also can't make the mistake. It's very tough.
Yeah.
That ref is reffing Steelers Ravens Saturday, so that's fun. That's tough for the Lions. They should have kicked the extra point once it went back to 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I get that Michael Parsons ends up going off sides and they kind of get the yards back. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think Dan Campbell maybe was just like, F it. Like,
yeah, he definitely
is.
was. I think because they are permanently, no matter what they do, are going to have the narrative that they're not ready to go on a run or anything. That's kind of their thing. Even if they had beaten Dallas, people would be like, okay, well, they beat Dallas.
Yeah.
It's not like you barn burned the 49ers or anything like that. So I think this was a statement from him to be like, okay, we're ready for this and we're going to go out and prove it or something.
but it was a huge game. Like, they could have been it's a huge deal between the 2 and the 3 because if you win your first game, you're guaranteed a second home game.
Right.
As opposed to being the 3 seed, you're not guaranteed that privilege. So, like, I get it. It's a statement to his players, right? It's a statement to all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you could win the game in overtime. Like,
It's kind of being cocky, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to go win it now.
I think it's almost like our defense is so bad.
That too.
I do not
But-
trust us
but
to win
they-
in overtime.
They only
But
gave
they were
up
playing
20
well.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their defense is bad, but they were playing well in that game.
That's the thing. When they were going for it, like usually when I see that, I'm usually with it. I'm usually like, hey, you're
Yeah.
not going to win this game in overtime. But
Yeah.
I'm like, they can win this game.
And
Yeah.
it's just part of the analytics factors in how far you have to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like,
Yeah, I mean, there's no question when they moved back, it's like, okay, like, you've got to kick this. I don't know. I don't get it. I respect it.
It did almost work out.
The cojones, they're there,
With the
but
and then they threw the ball to like their backup tight end, and he was open, kind of, but like, was he actually going to get to the line? I don't know.
it's a shame because I mean everyone's rooting for Detroit.
Yeah.
We're all rooting for them, but
If the Rams played Detroit, I will not be. I'll just be straight.
really,
I think it'd be. Look,
it would not be funny.
Detroit
That'd
is
be evil. That would
yes,
be evil.
Detroit is a cursed city. Having their miracle season, not miracle, they're a very good team, but their magical season ruined by the guy they casted off and could never win a playoff game with would be funny. It would be evil.
I like the Rams too.
Yeah, I do
The Rams
too.
are fun to watch.
Yeah, it would be evil. Don't get me wrong.
Man,
I would feel so bad for them, but it would be fun.
Rams are going to be in every playoff game they play.
Yeah.
I'm saying it right now.
yeah, probably.
Although they almost lost to the Giants.
Doesn't matter.
True.
They live for shootouts.
They do.
Yeah.
And that game was weird. Giants returned a kick for a touchdown, which again, special teams matters. It's part of the game, but it's something that doesn't happen every game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
see, I don't know. I think the Rams were in a tough spot because Stafford, not injury prone, but he's older.
Yeah.
One hit could ruin your playoff chances. Just feels like you'd much rather play Detroit than Dallas, in my opinion. But I guess
Detroit's defense stinks.
Yeah.
Stinks. I just can't. I don't know.
But maybe that's just
They
the
play
fan.
well, but
Maybe that's just the fan in all of us that just wants to see Stafford versus Detroit.
that's true.
Maybe that's what
I get it.
And everyone's rooting for Flacco to come back.
Oh yeah,
Oh my. That's the
It's
worst
almost a
part
guarantee,
about this
too.
whole thing.
yeah, because like they're gonna beat they've already beaten all 3 AFC South teams.
And they're guaranteed that 5 seed.
Yep. So, and the only if the Bills were to get like, because I don't think the Steelers would upset anybody if they got in
Yeah.
as the 6 or 7 or as the 7. If
Probably
the
the
Bills
7.
snuck in as the 7, they could definitely win.
Jags could be, right?
Huh?
Jags could do it too. Jags could be that seed to play the Browns. That'd be cool.
Well, Jags will play the Browns.
Yeah.
If they win Saturday.
Yeah, I think the Jags can
Sunday.
only win the division.
Sorry, Sorry, I thought you were talking about people to play the Browns.
No,
so
I'm,
we don't.
I'm
play
saying if the Browns win, you need a 6 or a 7 seed to also win.
Gotcha.
so that
so
the
we play the
Ravens would
lower
play
seed.
the lower
I
seed.
forgot they reseed.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I think the Bills.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I think the Bills could if they snuck in as that wild card team. I don't think the Steelers will. I don't know. Steelers are going to the playoffs.
You think so? I actually,
They only have to
I think
win.
I think we might win
the
too.
Ravens might win.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Lamar's not playing. I think the Ravens still have the better quarterback.
Yeah.
But then
Well,
again,
yeah. Wow.
We're
the
gonna have-
Steelers are so Jekyll and Hyde.
we're
You
gonna
know,
get
like,
to
they,
it.
They look good. Well, yeah.
Let's get to it right now. What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking
Well,
about?
my best bet is going to be a Steelers
Raven?
player,
Oh, wow.
and
okay.
it's because I think they're going to be able to put points. Because after the game last week, so many people got hurt on defense.
Yeah,
who's playing in the secondary?
Hamilton's not going to play. Humphrey won't play.
It's
I'm
got
gonna-
people getting
dude, I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's the players. I think it's the scheme.
That's it.
I
Part
think
of
the
it.
corners are
That's
going to be
the-
dynamite against the Steelers.
That's the one thing I thought about is if we just scheme up
But
correct.
Rudolph is on fire. So, you know, and like I don't think Queen is not going to play for sure.
No.
And Smith probably won't play that much. And our linebacking core is like, you know, you got Malik Harris.
What? And again, none in the secondary because everyone got hurt.
Yeah.
You can't play them. If they play them, I'll actually be mad.
No, me too.
it stinks because they have so many people you want to rest. But
Yeah.
they got to play something.
Someone's got to play that.
Yeah.
Which and everyone's going to get mad about it
Right.
when Justin Matabike
Like
plays.
Linderbaum is playing.
Yeah,
He's playing.
I don't think Stanley will. Like I don't think.
No, Stanley. He shouldn't. He should not.
Mhm.
But like Morgan Moses might be playing.
I looked at Megan pregame when Stanley came out. I booed, by the way. I gave out a little boo. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "He will get hurt this game. Just wait for it." He didn't though. He didn't. Moses did.
I did not look. I am very hot and cold with Ronnie Stanley. I couldn't stand him earlier in the year. It's
Yeah.
been better the last couple weeks.
I'm happy we have.
Yeah, man. He's good.
It's just
solid.
It sucks when he comes out.
Yeah, it does.
The rotation's working right now.
Makari, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a
Fresh legs.
It's crazy. Every third series we switch him out and
Yeah.
it works. Yeah, the Ravens still might win. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
RG3 did it in 2019.
Yeah.
But Rudolph is on fire. What do the Steelers do with Pickett?
Move on.
They have to, right?
Totally
Because
move
there's
on.
no trust anymore.
Like, I think Penix is a good candidate to get picked by like the Steelers.
That'd be cool.
I have a couple of teams for Penix in
Like,
mind.
I think they ought to take one of these later guys, like Daniels, maybe if
Mhm.
he's there.
I still
You
think
know, he's
Justin
probably
Fields
a
makes
first-round
sense,
pick.
too.
Fields is not
I think
bad.
he's sticking with Chicago now.
Oh no! Oh no!
We're not getting into that. We
Don't
got
get-
too
Oh,
much.
I have the Bears written down. We're gonna talk
Oh
about the Bears.
no!
Look, there's not often in the NFL that you get this situation.
Yes, that's accurate.
It's true.
So I find it incredibly interesting.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
Move on. Sorry.
take the first month out of the equation, they're a playoff team. And I get they haven't really beaten anyone amazing. They beat the
Yeah.
Lions,
Right.
and they should have beat them twice. So
Mhm.
like they're feasting on mid teams. I understand, but what they've done is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, they're 5-2 in their last 7 since the sweat trade.
Yeah.
The defense has been very good, and Fields is playing good football. He's not like setting the world on fire. He's
Mhm.
not doing amazing things, but you have the number 1 pick. The quarterback this year, whoever your flavor is, Williams or May, is going to be worth more than last year. So you could do it again and get another haul. They got DJ Moore plus 2 first-round picks,
They
Yeah.
did.
and they would get more than that this year.
I do wonder what someone would give up for Caleb Williams. Probably three?
Just as much.
And if
2 to 3.
if Denver is like the 6th pick, and they want to go get Caleb Williams, and you only have to move back to 6, plus you get a first rounder next year, and you can go draft Romo Dunze or Malik Neighbors, pick your poison at receiver. Now all of a sudden you got a real receiving core to go with it. I'm just saying.
I hear where you're coming from, but they just got a haul. They just got
I know.
that rebuilding haul, and now it's time. Like, so hypothetically, would they be a better team getting that haul or having CJ Stroud on their roster? You know, if they had gotten a player like Stroud, it's like.
Getting that haul, because I think,
But don't you feel better about Caleb Williams than you do CJ Stroud coming
Yes.
into the league? Well, there you go. Pick Caleb Williams because he's
Yeah.
a beast,
And you can get something good for Fields right now, too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel better about Caleb.
I would do
Williams.
the reset. The reset's safer, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you can get Fields for you need a 2nd round pick from Fields.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe right, but because people know you're desperate to get rid of it. I hear what you're saying. It makes
it's just
sense.
it's super interesting. That's all.
Yeah,
because
I just think Fields. We've just seen enough of
Yeah.
him.
You
He's
can
like,
kill your franchise.
and
somehow.
for this streak is more about the defense. For me,
Fair.
what's more interesting for me is Eberflus. What do you do with him? Do you keep him?
they said he's staying.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how
do you
accurate-
really do that? Like,
think
if Jim
it makes
Harbaugh's
sense.
there, you know?
Right.
Like,
If
I don't
Harbaugh's
know.
available, right.
I don't know.
if they say he's staying, though, that does make me think Fields is staying, too.
I just think that would be such a
I
a
agree.
missed moment
I agree.
because
It could be.
next year they're not going to get a top 5 pick. No way. If they continue this trend, they're not going to get a top 5 pick.
And if they do,
so you
definitely wasted a year.
Right. And
I get it.
Fields is Fields. And so now it's like, okay, we're in 8-8 purgatory now.
Yeah.
You know? I
Sure.
don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's a good problem.
Yeah.
But
I guess my point is, I guess no one will be as bad as the Panthers.
they were lucky to get the first overall pick this year. You know?
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to think through like where you would pick with the team that you trade with.
The Cardinals, if they're maybe they could. No, I think they're improving.
Yeah, they are improving.
The Patriots,
Right.
if they just collapse. I feel like the Bucks are close.
I think they're going to keep Baker.
Oh come on! Look, it's great. It's a great story. Long term,
receivers are getting old.
Receivers are getting up there. Godwin's had a weird year.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. It's somewhat unprecedented, so it fascinates me.
Mhm.
Because they're going to be the talk of the offseason. Once the Super Bowl's over, it's going to be, all right, are they picking at one? Like, who's going one? Are they picking there? Are they trading it? Like, what's going to go on with that? So I'm super interested to see. But, I'm happy for them. Like, they have a chance to do something very fun and spoil the Packers season on Sunday. So,
but the Packers even being where they are is crazy to me too.
Yeah.
Why did the Vikings start Jaron Hall?
I don't know. That was so dumb.
He's got to be a good practice guy or something.
He must be. Well, he's got the legs. Maybe that's what it was.
And they've
he
seen
can
Nick
run.
Mullins.
But Nick Mullins, at least, like, he's going to throw picks, but at least he can also throw
300 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I still think they gave him a Dobbs too quick, but whatever.
Dobbs was very bad.
I guess. I know he turned into a pumpkin. I know.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
And the Packers secondary is so bad.
I know. It was very frustrating.
Yeah. Not for me. I took the Packers.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as Jaron Hall was announced to start,
I just don't think the Packers are very good.
They're fine.
The fact that they're hanging around is. I like Jordan Love, and I honestly like their weapons more than most.
Are they better than the Seahawks?
No. Oh my goodness, no.
They could
but
beat
by
the
like,
Seahawks,
but by
but
like
no.
this much. By
I
this
mean, they're
much.
probably going to make the playoffs over the Seahawks.
Yeah.
As long as they
Seahawks
win.
blew it.
That sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
Seahawks be more fun.
Yeah.
Seahawks had a good start. They just couldn't beat the decent teams, really. They beat Philly, but other than that, they just kind of get clobbered by like the Rams and like, the Niners. And
Steelers.
the Steelers.
Went to Seattle and won a football game. I don't understand. Whatever. Steelers are going to be nice.
I wish they'd go away.
They're not good. If you're the Ravens, not to go back to that, you'd rather have the Steelers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Than the Bills.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sure. But that you're kind of like hoping there because you don't know what's going on in the Jacksonville game. Like Jacksonville could lose.
Yeah.
You don't want to bank on the fact that Jacksonville would win.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, I mean,
You're saying just let them
for
win?
sure. And also, you don't know that Miami's going to win.
Yes.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the Bills can definitely play their way in. Like they have the chance to play their way in.
But that does make a good point. We probably don't care what
Yeah.
happens.
That's true.
We're just doing it for the players and to stay healthy, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only thing that matters.
Ah.
And it's supposed to be a bad weather game.
And to give up 2 extra points.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, 2 extra points to the Steelers. Chris Boswell, it's my play. Anyway, keep going.
Oh Lord. 2 extra points.
Oh, I
in a bad weather game. Snow.
I don't know what's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
'Cause I was supposed to go skiing, and now we're not. And it's just-
Oh, that sucks. Not snowboarding?
No, not snowboarder.
Thought you.
I don't got the balance for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I have.
It's harder.
I can't
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
way harder.
Can't. No. I would.
Pizza, French fries.
Saturday night should be awesome. Colts Texans.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
Winner in, loser almost definitely out. Is there a way one of them can get in by losing? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Is CJ Stroud still up?
He's playing. He played this week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did they win?
Yeah.
That sucks.
They played the Panthers.
I know, but sorry. I'm just saying it's just
Actually,
No, wait. They played the Jags. The Jags played the Panthers.
Jags played the Panthers.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud. Who did they play?
Someone not good.
Titans. They
Yeah.
dominated the Titans at home. Actually, I think there is a way the Colts get in.
I think there
The
is.
Colts get in if the Steelers lose, the Jags lose.
Houston wins the division.
Houston would win the division, and the Colts have the spot over them.
I don't
What
want to
are-
lose
and
to the
the Bills-
Colts.
The tiebreaker.
But
Wait, no, that's not true. The Jags would get in.
the Bills and the Jags. I have no idea.
It's a good question.
I can't remember.
I'll take a look.
I thought there was a weird way someone could get in by losing. But regardless, it's most likely winning in, losing. You're
Yeah.
out. So that should be very fun. I hope it's the Texans. I think. I don't know if I care.
Wait, it's Texans Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Texans to clinch AFC South, Houston win, Jacksonville loss or tie.
Yep.
Houston clinches playoff berth, Houston win, or Houston tie, Jacksonville loss, Pittsburgh loss. Colts clinches AFC South,
Okay. So,
Indy win, Jacksonville loss or tie, Indy tie, Jacksonville loss. Indianapolis clinches playoff berth, Indy win, or Indy tie, Pittsburgh loss, and Pittsburgh loss.
So did I hear they can still
So
get in if they
Pittsburgh is the
lose?
tiebreaker over both of them?
so yeah. Okay. So they can't lose and get in. They can tie and get in.
Okay.
Interesting.
Whatever. They'll work out.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for Stroud. That's all.
Yeah. I hope they make the playoffs. I think they're more fun story, but I'm not done betting Colts overs. I think they've hit like it's ridiculous. This week was kind of a miracle one. The Raiders came back at the end and pushed the game over the total, but they're both fun stories. I feel bad that one of them's gonna have to go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. Like I think I'd like to see the Texans in there, no matter what. Whoever, or no, I guess the winner of the AFC South, whether it's the Jags or not, they're gonna be playing that first playoff game that Saturday afternoon. That's the only thing I know. So, because they always do.
Yeah.
So, so yeah.
Yeah.
NFC South, Bucks in with a win, I believe.
Yes.
Are we doing halftime though?
Can.
I'm just wondering because we're doing preview.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll do.
Do you have anything after the preview?
No.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
We'll get the NFC South playoff pulled up. If you want to go do halftime though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, we're back with the halftime show before we finish our NFL preview. What we got?
We're back with some creme brulee. This is OG creme brulee.
No, oh, really?
Okay. So
Nice, dude.
and she didn't put it back in the fridge, so she just did the top. You can hear that crack
Oh yeah.
for reals this time. Yeah, she's very excited about this. She wanted to retry. She thought the last one wasn't.
Oh, I'm sure.
Jeez.
But no, this actually does look like real creme brulee.
Looks bomb.
So yeah, you can. I just ate my blueberries separate. Okay, he did it anyway.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm not.
dude.
That crust is.
It's something about. It's way better. The crust is way better.
I don't totally remember, but this crust. All I know is this crust is bomb.
Well, I don't know if you remember last time, but
It was
like I said,
Oreo.
she put in the fridge. The Oreo was on the bottom,
Mhm.
and the top was like it was a little mushy, for sure. And the bottom was mushy too. Megan, you will be watching this back, and this is like restaurant creme brulee.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd pay like $20, dude.
like you'd be okay paying.
I'd be okay. Yeah. I'd probably pay like $50. This is so good, dude. Oh. I'll try it with the blueberry, whatever.
I don't know what that basil's doing in there. You know.
Doing
Healthy
something.
So, no, it's a garnish.
Mhm.
It's cute.
Oh my goodness! Just an unreal dessert, honestly.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably meant.
It is mint. Yep.
Did you eat it? What was it? Did you like it?
I can't eat mint after the weekend's festivities.
When I was looking through the videos too, you were talking about how much you guys like Rumples. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's Oh, I'll still. No, I couldn't brush my teeth the next morning.
Wow, this is so good. This is
This is fire.
Fellas, this is a 9.7 dessert. This is the best
Wow.
dessert I've had on this show.
You say that every week.
I know. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure it gets better than this.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
It's better than the Oreo. Because this is
It
done
is
right.
better. It is better than the Oreo. And I think I give the Oreo like a 9.2.
It was 9. You went high. 9.3? 9.5? Oreo was the highest for you and me and him.
This is unbelievably good. And I am not worthy of eating it.
I'll meet you up there. I'll meet you up there at the 9.7.
Wow.
Oh,
It's the 8 to 10 scale, man.
Everyone gets one.
9.5.
Everyone gets one. If they had these desserts, they'd be saying the same thing.
yeah. I mean, is there a bad dessert? Is that possible? I feel like every dessert that you like is at least an 8. You know? Oh my goodness. It's good.
9.4.
Average 9.5, 6,
2.97.
5.5.
9.4. What'd you get?
9.5,
Probably
9.6, 9.5.
probably 9.6.
Oh.
Wow.
9.5, 7.5 maybe.
Is this the only thing you guys use the torch for?
Oh yeah. And just playing around. Oh no, candles.
Okay.
Use it sometimes.
Is this like affordable to make?
Oh yeah. Well, you just have to have the materials. Like once you have the dishes and the torch, this is just custard, baby. Custard and sugar. This is probably cheaper than most desserts.
I'm sorry.
Isn't that crazy though?
How much is the torch?
I have a blowtorch now.
The torch and butane's probably 10, 15 bucks maybe.
Oh, really?
I just bought 2 butane tanks, which were like 10 bucks.
Why is
What?
Yeah, it's like $13.
And the ramekins were like 30, but they're nice. And she got 6 of them. And she did make some for the ladies.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
You can you said you have a blowtorch. If you don't have a torch, you can borrow ours. Take it home.
I was joking.
Like-
I was making a joke.
Well, we only have one torch.
A bad one. It's okay. But I'll buy one or take one from work. Just kidding. I don't steal.
We also still have crumble cookies that Megan sent to
Yeah,
our
we
house
do.
last night, so. Oh, on accident. Yeah, it was delicious.
I love this. The women have been bringing it.
They bring it every week.
I mean, the game has been upped very immensely these past couple times.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's the dishes too. You know, the dish is just so cute.
Well, also when you say creme brulee, like I just think fancy.
Yeah.
All right, we finished our creme brulee. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Not enough words to describe it. Back to the NFC South talk. I think the Bucks are in with a win. They played horribly against the Saints.
Yes, they did. That was awful.
I really don't want the Saints in the playoffs because they're no fun. So go Bucks.
How? How?
What do you mean?
How aren't they fun?
Whoa, you're Mr. Tampa Bay.
No, how aren't the Saints fun though?
Because they're not.
It's
don't-
sad.
Kamara got hurt.
Don't do it.
I don't know I don't know what his status is for this week. But
They-
Williams.
They've just
what happened to Kendra Miller?
Yeah, what happened to Kendrick Miller? That's a great question.
My best ball team's asking the same thing.
Yeah, no, me. A couple of mine too. But there's still a way the Falcons can make the playoffs, which would be
Hilarious.
hilarious. No fun,
Yep.
but hilarious.
Still starting Heineke.
I would assume.
Wait, I thought Ritter did.
I thought they benched him last game.
It's been such a mess. I don't know.
Heineke started last game. Heineke
Yeah, he
started.
started. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're a mess. They
Yeah.
need a quarterback.
They need
real
a
bad.
quarterback. Justin Fields. They should be spamming the Bears for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. Okay, sorry.
No, but you're right.
They could have had Lamar.
They are dumb for that.
Carolina would have given up the same amount they gave up for Bryce Young as to go get Lamar. Maybe less. They wouldn't have had to get up DJ Moore. Kind of dumb.
And then we have Bryce Young.
Yes.
Maybe C.J. Stroud. Maybe
Or
we
may-
trade out of it.
That would be such a Ravens thing to do.
Yeah.
And now the Carolina owner threw a trade going to fan. We're not talking about Carolina. They're
Boo, they stink.
bad franchise. Bad franchise.
Yes.
So the Falcons getting in would be nightmare, but very funny. Hopefully it's the Bucks. Baker is a good enough story. The Bucks are fun most days. Some days they're just not.
They can make plays.
Yeah, so they could beat. Try not.
That'd be so stupid. I've been rooting for Baker in the Bucks.
I'm gonna be honest. The Bucks, they could show up and beat like a lot of teams. I could see them beating Dallas. I could see them beating Detroit and Philadelphia.
They'd play Philly, right?
They play Philly. They could beat Philly.
They could.
That's not crazy.
Yeah, I have that written down about. I'm right about Philadelphia. They are this year's Vikings.
Yeah,
like they are. They have hit a wall.
Give the man his flowers.
They're not. They're just not a good football team.
They look like crap.
And
right
they
now.
could be like. Don't like it. They could go on and run the playoffs and look like the team from last year.
But now you're covering your butt.
But not really. I'm down. Like they are not a good football team.
I will say though, they're still, in my opinion, the second most likely team in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl. Because their issue is more on the offensive side right now, and they could just turn it on at some point. I think.
But it might have just been all Shane Steichen.
I'm hearing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I mean, because you look at I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, but you look at the Colts, right? Like, what he's doing there is insane. So
no reason.
I want to say the Cowboys, but I just don't at the same time. Say they're the second most likely. I want to say Detroit, but the defense. I kind of want to say like the Rams.
The Rams.
49ers only got to play 2 games. They should run train.
No, if the 49ers make the Super Bowl, it'd be
the biggest choke.
Maybe the biggest surprise of the season. So,
I just see like the Packers. That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane.
Is there any team? The NFC West has like a cycle of who beats who. Does anyone beat the Niners? Like, do the Seahawks beat the Niners? Because like
I thought the Rams. I thought when we were in Vegas,
Rams beat the Niners.
The Rams beat the Niners.
I think
consistently.
No,
one of those coaches are their coach's dads.
The Niners kill the Rams.
Yes, and I think the Rams kill the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Oh, now I don't remember it. God, I should write this down because it happens every year. With those coaches. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, but if the Niners don't make the Super Bowl, I'll be very surprised. That's all.
Yeah.
Eagles. It's funny to watch. That's all.
It is funny to watch. It'd be terrible if they lost in the first round.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
I'd be cool with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know,
I
don't know. I go back and forth because, like, you hate to see it just ripped from under them, you know, because it looked like they were just the hottest. They were going to be in contention for the NFC for the next 5 years. But already it's like, geez.
But they're
pretty obnoxious.
They got cocky really quick.
Yeah.
Sirianni, when he's not winning, looks like a complete jackass.
Yeah.
I don't really
changing defensive coordinator midseason to Matt Patricia.
Oh, shout out the Patriots for making Matt Patricia an offensive coordinator last year. We should just mention it.
That's true. He could take over both coordinating positions.
That'd be so funny. But yeah, Devonta Smith got hurt. I think he could be okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they said it's mild ankle sprain, but they were winning like 21-6 against Cardinals and let him back in. The Cardinals hit an onside kick with the game tied just to make sure they got the ball back because they were like, we're gonna score. It doesn't matter what you do. We're gonna score.
Yeah.
We just need the ball back. Great, and that's the 3-4 win Cardinals. So
yeah.
It's wild. They were 10-1, and
Yeah.
now they're not going to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have Ravens to beat Eagles as my Super Bowl from the beginning of the year. Not only on the show, but as a bet.
Yeah.
I bet that exact outcome. So I'm hoping the Eagles get there and the Ravens get there, but I just don't, the Eagles have been so bad for the past month. It's just, and even before then, they really weren't playing great. They were just winning games. So they're not. That looks rough. I did already bet Eagles first half this week. I believe the full game line is 5.5, and I feel like that sort of takes into account that if Dallas is winning by a lot, that the Eagles will then take out their starters because if Dallas wins, they win the East, and then the Eagles be the 5 seed. So I took them for the first half at -3.5 because I think that they're going to come out. They have to put drives together. They have to prove to themselves that they can play football again, and they're going to do that with all their starters while they still have a chance to beat the 2 seed. So took them for the first half. We'll see, but didn't want to take them for the full game just in case they did take out all their starters. But I think they're going to put everything on the table just because they have to get the confidence back. So, but yeah, they play the NFC South, assuming the Cowboys beat the Commanders, which they better. The Eagles were the 5 seed, play the NFC South winner, which would be interesting if it was the Bucks. I don't know. Yeah,
Seems like a free win for the Eagles.
it should be.
Yeah.
Like we're over here saying the Bucks could beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Because I think we all feel that way.
Well, I mean, if they hadn't played so bad, everyone might be talking about, or this past week, everybody might be talking about Tampa Bay as being the team. Like,
Yeah.
wow, they might surprise people because they were on a roll. You know, they were 4-7 at one point.
That's what's crazy is they were playing great football and then they just throw up a dud.
Yeah.
It would be so cool if they made a run.
It would be.
I don't think
That'd
they will, but it'd be
pretty
cool.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Good for Baker.
Good for Baker.
Hopefully they get in the playoffs. Not good for Baker yet. Hopefully they get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks, give me the Rams, give me the Lions.
Yeah.
See all of them make a run. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
The Lions.
I think if
the Rams are playing the Lions.
most likely they might
Well,
not, but
Yeah,
You win.
Yeah.
Either way.
yeah, exactly. No, I'm just saying one of them to make it far.
Yeah.
Be cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah. Lions would be fun. I know I said I would like to see the Rays beat it, but the Lions would be fun.
I would like to see the Lions play San Francisco. I think that would be a cool matchup.
Stylistically, it'd be very interesting.
But I'd like to see Detroit play like, well, they played the Ravens, just got stomped. But you know, I don't know.
Weird things happen on random days. Like
Yeah.
I try not to take
Right. Yeah.
those results, like one result, into too much of a consideration.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited I'm ready for the playoffs to be here.
Mhm.
Obviously, as a Ravens fan, the last 4 weeks were sort of the playoffs before the playoffs. Now they're gonna be off for a couple weeks. Week 18 doesn't matter to us, so I'm just ready for the meaningful playoff games to start.
Mhm.
It feels like 2019 again.
Yep.
The Ravens pretty much just played a playoff schedule. Like if you go through it, like Rams, Jaguars, Niners, and Dolphins. I know they're in different conferences, like those teams, but that sounds like a Super Bowl run, like that you would have to make at least the caliber of those teams.
It does.
So I should be more confident that being like, hey, they just did that, but I am not.
Makes
That
it worse
feels
almost.
like, it feels like they took all the, tried so hard. It's
It's going to be really annoying to play Cleveland in the first round.
Yeah,
That's
no,
gonna be
that's gonna
so
suck.
annoying.
and just not just the Flacco thing, the defense, like the
Yeah.
Cleveland defense.
No, like
part of
they're
that.
good. They're
They're a good
probably.
team.
I mean, they're probably like the most threatening team in the AFC, and we're going to get them first round.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah. Just stinks.
Stefanski Coach of the Year.
That is a tough one. That's the most competitive award.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen that many candidates. You know,
Yeah.
you got Campbell, Stefanski, who I do think probably wins it. Steichen
D'Amico.
and D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
And then John Harbaugh has a pretty
Shanahan,
solid case.
like Shanahan and Harbaugh won't get it, but they do a great job every year.
Mhm.
You said this last time. Actually, it should be Shanahan. Actually, like it possibly should be him. I guess not after we lost though, or after we beat them. It
Yeah.
could be John. Like who deserves it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it won't. It's fine that it won't. Like, there's a lot of good stories in the NFL this
Oh,
year.
McDaniel could win
McDaniel
it
could,
too.
yeah.
If they win the
If-
division.
If they don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously Lamar now seems to have cemented himself as MVP. We didn't get to talk about this last week because of health and safety protocols. People were starting to talk about Josh Allen as MVP. Do we watch the whole season for nothing? Like, we just decide these awards in the last month of the season, and it's very just very weird. Flacco now even money for comeback player of the year.
Oh no! Oh, I'm glad we're talking about this because it's fair. I get it, but how many games has Flacco played? Played like 5 games.
Yeah,
Huh.
It's only been like 5.
he's played more than DeMar Hamlin.
I don't know about that. I don't know. How many has Demar played?
DeMar.
Hmm.
Dude, he's winning the award. He almost died.
That's the thing. You said even right there, and I'm like, Demar, here I come.
I have a question. Okay, so let's say the Browns are 11-5. If Flacco played the entire year, would this award would he have a stronger case to the
No.
award? Exactly. He played 5 games. You know, dead. 5 games.
You're missing who should really win the award.
Baker.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs, sure.
Did you bet that, or did you just bet most passing yards?
I bet most passing yards and sold it. Yeah.
How happy is the guy that sold his Brock Purdy ticket?
Oh yeah. How upset's the guy that bought it?
I'm so glad that didn't happen, though.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that didn't happen. Because at least you can say with Lamar, okay, he literally is the most important player on the Ravens. Purdy was not the most important player on his team.
I still think it should be Christian McCaffrey.
I agree. I am on the band. Like I just said, I think the whole season should matter.
Yeah.
So like Lamar this year, and everyone like people that would listen to this are gonna like think it's ridiculous to say, but Lamar Jackson's the best player in football, and I don't really think it's close as of this year. I know Mahomes has no help. Blah blah blah. Lamar didn't have any help for the past 4 years.
That's true.
Like to me, he's been the most important player. He hides all the mistakes that the offense has ever had, but stats also matter. Not to be a Richard Sherman defender, but stats should matter a little bit.
Mhm.
Like I said, Lamar's the most important. He's probably the best player in all of the league. So should that be MVP? Maybe, yeah. But CMC or Tyreek Hill have very strong cases this year in a year where the quarterback position wasn't as strong.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But what Lamar did against the top two contenders
Yeah.
makes a difference. But
His stats they're pretty underwhelming. But it was, I mean, for him to throw 5 touchdowns in
Yeah.
the game, too.
It's true.
In the last game where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
Where everything's on the table.
yeah. No, that matters.
Is it right? I don't know. I mean,
Right.
sure, like it's fine, but I get the case for CMC.
Just yeah, in my opinion,
I get it.
he had the best year.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
anyone.
That's what I think too. So yeah, there were some Ravens fans mad about Lamar not getting like before the Dolphins games. Like people were saying, like they were like defending him. Like, I get it, you're a fan, but if you look at it objectively, I think it should probably be CMC. But good for Lamar.
I mean-
Should be a 2-time MVP at this point.
It is most valuable player, and the quarterback is most valuable
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. They should switch it up though, or at least
Well, they
add
do have Offensive Player of the Year, which never goes to a quarterback.
Yeah, it's just like maybe I don't know. Add more offensive player of the years. I don't know. They got to do something.
Or
'Cause
do
a lot of
by
these guys
position?
just aren't getting recognized. Maybe position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just do away with. But they're never going to want to do away with MVP.
The MVP means too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to ask it. Is Lamar a Hall of Fame quarterback?
No, not yet.
2-time MVP.
It's hard not to put him in there.
I know. That's the thing. It's 2
he's gotta,
MVPs.
like- Are you saying if he retires tomorrow,
Yes.
like after the season?
Yeah.
You know,
You don't think so?
he played 5-6 years. That's just, you got to play long
mean,
enough.
We'll say playoff,
Mahomes,
playoff
he's an
career.
MVP.
Yeah.
Right now. If he retired right now, Mahomes would go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
2
2
MVPs,
Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But he still played longer than Lamar has.
It's true. By a year.
But yeah,
The
not by-
Super Bowls matter.
Super
Lamar
Bowls matter.
won Super Bowl would be.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be a lock. If he plays for 5 years.
But yeah, let's say
Regardless
mediocre
of the
for 5
outcome.
years.
yeah.
if he's mediocre.
If I'm projecting his career, he's
Yeah.
a Hall of Famer.
Right.
But not if he retires. If he wins the Super Bowl, it's like, yeah, I'm done. Okay.
Let's say he throws for like 500 yards and like 15 touchdowns for like 3-4 more seasons.
Like 2 playoff wins.
And like a playoff win. Yeah.
Well, then probably not, just because like that's what people will remember.
It's true.
I don't know.
He needs to get something. He needs to make a Super
Yeah.
Bowl at least. If he makes a Super Bowl, is that enough?
I don't know. Like my thing is like is Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer?
Yep.
But who is a better player? Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
But
like that's
but
my thing.
But longevity matters for Hall of Fame careers. Longevity matters.
I guess.
The ability to do it with 2 different teams, the ability to put up the numbers into his year 38, age 38 season. So like that matters.
Yeah.
Yes, Lamar Jackson's a better player. He's way more dynamic. I just called him the best player in football. Like I understand, but
I
Matt
don't know.
Stafford has
Yeah.
been was a top 5 quarterback for 10 years and has been a top 12
Well,
quarterback.
I don't know. I don't know if he was top 5.
Maybe not.
He's
top
always been like fringe top 8, top 7.
Fair
you know?
enough, fair enough.
Like, I don't know. It's like if Dak wins the Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know.
No, he's not.
It's the same thing as Matt Stafford. It's the same thing.
But he's worse.
Not really.
Wow. That's interesting.
If he wins the Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's not.
Because of the same principles that Matt Stafford has. He's got good career numbers.
But he sucks.
I don't like him. I don't like
That's
him.
the problem.
I don't like it, but whatever. He's not winning the Super Bowl. I'm just calling it.
Justin Fields a Hall of Famer.
No, my lordy.
I think Dak does get Super Bowl eventually.
You think he will?
I don't.
No way.
Maybe if he goes to the 49ers.
Yeah. Maybe if he goes to Philly.
No.
Maybe if he goes to Detroit.
No.
Los Angeles
Is that
Rams.
different than golf.
Yes. Yeah, he's better than Goff.
No,
Come on, you don't like him, but he's better.
Don't hate on Jared Goff.
Good for Jared Goff, man. One of the best stories in sports. I'll go down swinging on that.
Yeah.
Good for him. Quarterbacks don't do what he did.
No.
They always fold.
You get cast away and you never get heard
And
from
you
again.
stink. Yeah. I mean,
And even after he had a decent year, everyone was like, yeah, but like
but he's Jared Goff.
they're not going to stick with him.
I still have questions about him. I do have a little
There
bit
you
of
go.
questions. Like a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not a top. He's not a top 5 guy. He's a above average quarterback, and
You just wonder what that team could do with the top 5 guy.
Mhm.
I think that's the question.
I've been throwing hypotheticals everywhere, but I got to do this one: Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins? Kirk.
Yeah.
So you've upgraded Kirk Cousins then?
I don't think that's that close. I think Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback.
You think like a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Could you win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
I think this year, if he stayed healthy,
They're like the 3 seed.
they're probably the second best team in the NFC.
Wow. He was balling this year though.
Yep.
He was having a career year.
He's decently older, right? Like 5 years.
He is like 34, 35.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him because of that. That's
I'm
enough
saying for
me.
one season, like for next year.
No, yeah. Well, coming off injury.
Okay. Well,
Isn't it so funny how things change though? Like, I mean, he's like a fringe top 10 guys. So a lot of people like 7 or 8, you know? But there was a time where it's like, okay, he is the last good quarterback that you could make a run with.
I always liked Kirk as well. Like,
Yeah.
when he came in as a backup, RG3, like all that kind of stuff. I
Mhm.
always liked him. So
Yeah.
that plays into it a little bit. But
There's an alternate universe out there where the Jets won the Super Bowl this year.
Sure.
Because they got Kirk Cousins when
Oh my
Rodgers got
God.
hurt. That happened.
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, they would have. Well,
They would have made something happen.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Jets are an interesting storyline going into next season as well.
They're running it back.
They're going to try.
Honestly, I don't expect them to do anything else.
Will
I
they
think
pay
they're
for?
just-
Remember you talking about paying for a backup? Will they pay for a backup?
Oh, for sure. Tyler Huntley is going to be like a Jet next year.
That'd be cool.
You know,
Good for him. If so.
Well, they could draft.
maybe they'll get Joe Flacco.
They could draft like Penix
Sure tip.
Yeah.
and just like because Rodgers only has
Ride
one
him
more
under.
year on the deal.
Yep.
So
And they should plan for the future. Yeah,
I mean that assumes Penix isn't like a top 10 pick. I'm saying like a second round.
Aren't they
quarterback.
top 10?
they are. Yeah, they
They
probably-
could. Yeah, I was more.
that probably falls right in
Yeah.
your lap, actually.
Yeah, that very well could. Him or Jaden Daniels.
You
Jaden
nailed
Daniels.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see Malik Cunningham? Is wide receiver on our depth chart.
Yeah, I saw.
Harbaugh said he's going to be a factor on Saturday.
Oh my gosh, that's
I'm pumped.
exciting.
I'm
Yeah.
pumped.
I'm pretty pumped.
I hope he plays some quarterback.
I hope he does too.
That's
he
our backup
deserves to.
quarterback,
Yeah.
He
fellas.
deserves to.
It's fun. Fun vibes around the Ravens.
Mm,
Can't wait to get them ruined.
Can we do Super Bowl predictions, or should we save till next week?
I mean, I'm just going to keep mine. But
You're gonna keep yours?
it's Ravens Eagles, I think is what I said.
I said Vikings.
I thought you had Vikings and you had
Yeah.
Bengals.
I had Bengals.
They got eliminated. I didn't mention it.
Oh
Oh
no.
no, I can't believe it. Oh my god, that's so sad for them.
We're losing. Oh my god.
Clemson is losing. Oh, but yeah, the Bengals. They're the only AFC North team not
Not-
playing for
that's
playoff.
right.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Jake Browning wasn't the future.
Yes, he is.
Now he turned into a pumpkin.
He had a good first half last week.
Yeah.
They scored.
These
well,
past 2
they
weeks have
also
been pretty rough.
got some defensive plays and stuff.
He got the bag though. He's getting paid.
Did he?
Oh yeah. You don't
He-
think a team's
he-
definitely gonna pay?
Oh, gotcha.
He wishes he got his knee blown out 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah,
that he never.
He
played
lost a
another-
lot of money this past 2 weeks, but he still is gonna get paid.
Maybe like an arm.
Yeah,
or
maybe
something.
not,
Yeah.
not his knee blown out, but like a high ankle sprain.
Stinger
Yeah.
that lasts.
Yeah, him and there's some other backup quarterbacks that are not happy they're still playing football. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But the whole landscape of NFL is gonna be so weird next year because we had so many guys play this year.
Yeah.
And some of them played well enough to be a starter.
There are not enough spots.
No.
And good drive class.
Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting. I'll do it. I don't know if I'll do it next week or the week after the Super Bowl, but I have a lot of like would you rather for these quarterbacks that played this year.
Maybe do they start?
Yeah,
That could be
type
fun.
thing. Yeah, maybe I'll wait till after the season.
I like it.
But yeah, I think that'll be interesting. Last thing before we get to our best bets, Ben, do you want a fantasy football championship? All right, we're gonna get to our best bets.
Bless up. Shout out to my team. I was 7-7. I've never won with a team like that, so that was cool.
You had Christian McCaffrey.
I had Chris McCaffrey. Thanks, CMC. Shout out. MVP. Even if he doesn't actually win it, he's the MVP in my heart. He got hurt. That sucked. And Devonta Smith also got hurt, but I was able to pull it through. That shout out to Zay Flowers. That was a clutch
bad
play.
week for McCaffrey.
Yeah, bad week.
11. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was playing producer Alex. So shout out to him. I really hate him in fantasy football, so that felt really good to beat him. But
What were the vibes like? You guys were together.
That's true.
it
we
was
didn't even realize it.
all Ravens. All Ravens. When Flowers scored, we just were, like we didn't even notice till like after the game. Both of Likely's catches were touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know he was on my fantasy team. I was like, I couldn't believe what was happening. We started laughing so hard after that first time. I don't think you understand. Like we were just like, this team is just insane. They just are being stopped.
I try really hard not to look at my phone during the game because I am slightly behind. But I was in the middle of just like complaining why we were going for it, and I just see a text from producer Wang going, "Ah!" I was like, "Well, I guess it worked."
Yeah, we thought the same thing. We're like, and in hindsight, I know hindsight's 2020. They scored the touchdown. I still don't agree with that decision.
I don't either.
But
I have a hot take. I don't know if it's a take or if it's a question or if it's what I want to see. I'm going to need to see Justin Tucker kick a 50-yard field goal this week.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't really understand why.
Since
they're
he missed
doing
that one, we just haven't done it. And so I don't care if you have to take 3 knees from the 35 in the middle of the second quarter. I need to see it.
That's a good point.
Because 4th and 7 with a 53-yard kick is a kick 100% of the time.
I agree.
But
Do you think it's got something to do with? And I'm being so serious. Do you think it's got something to do with they want to keep his field goal percentage up? Like they don't want.
they
him
would
kicking
not do
high
that in a
50-yard
game that
field
mattered
goals?
that much.
That was 7-7 when that happened, right?
No.
No, it was
21-13-ish.
Yes.
It was still at the time where it was still kind of a shootout.
We needed points.
But it was kind of a shootout.
Yeah.
Like maybe we were afraid of like
We would have
just
gone up
kicking.
2 scores had we
Mhm.
scored.
He
kicked
definitely
the
was
field
thinking
goal.
like we need like all of our corners are out type thing. Like we
Yeah.
need touchdowns. It was just
Yeah.
4th and set. Like
I know. If we do it in the playoffs, it's gonna suck.
So
Yep.
that's all I'm saying. He missed the one that then Koo then took over, and then he's since taken that title back of most accurate of all time.
Mhm.
But since then, we have not kicked a 50-yard field goal.
I've been low key thinking that like, let's do I 100% trust him right now? You know,
I trust him.
of course I'm going to.
Yeah.
But it's like for some reason there's something there. Something's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
So I
Maybe not. Maybe we're thinking it.
maybe, and it's a bad weather game, so they're not gonna freaking do it.
Yeah.
I need to see him make a 50-some yarder
Yeah.
just to ease my nerves, but
Mhm.
because we're gonna need him
Yeah.
in the playoffs. But let's get to our best bets. We're doing Saturday games. Obviously, no Thursday night football. No Ravens lines were posted at this time. Obviously, no one knows who's playing. We now know that Tyler Huntley's playing, but who knows about the rest of the starting offense. So my best bet is for the night game. Game that matters a lot. I'm going to go with Josh Downs over 3.5 catches at home.
Wow.
on
I
the
love
turf.
him.
That's
I love
low.
Downs.
Seems a little low. Texans defend the run pretty well.
Mhm.
I know the Colts really want to run the ball, but it matters too much. So I'm gonna go with Downs.
Downs runs very reception friendly.
Exactly.
Yes. That's good. Well, cool. I've already said mine a few times. It's Chris Boswell, 2 extra points. That's just me pretty much saying they're going to get 2 touchdowns. He usually nails extra points. So I'm not really worried about that. Like you said, a little bit of a weather game. But it matters way more to them than it does to us that game. I have pretty good faith that they're going to score 2 touchdowns just because of our lack of players. I hope we rest a lot.
Yeah.
If we don't, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
At least we will by the second half.
Before you give your best bet, I will just say be careful with your motivation theories this week when you start betting. We've seen plenty of teams have everything to play for and fall flat on their face.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just because you think this team is definitely going to win because they have to, they don't.
Yeah, if anything, I guess that bet's more about us.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
fine with that bet. I just
Yeah.
just a disclaimer for
And there wasn't much out for that game.
Yeah.
Chris Boswell was out, which is good.
It is Ravens Steelers too.
yeah.
So I'm going CJ Stroud over 1.5 touchdowns.
I actually almost did that.
He played pretty well last week, and I think he's going to get his sea legs back under him for this game. The Colts are pretty bad against the pass. They've been pretty bad, and like you said, the overs they need to score points. It's going to be like that. He also might get Nico Collins back for this game. So
I will say that the Houston has missed it. Like in terms of their practice report, it's rough.
Yeah.
Noah Brown hasn't practiced this week. Their top 4 pass rushers have not practiced this week. So hopefully they get some of those guys. I think most of them played last week after weeks of not practicing. So, but they're gonna need them.
I think they need. Yeah, that's what made. He actually hasn't hit that line in his past like 4 games.
That's actually why I didn't take it.
Yeah,
because that was my very first thought. But
yeah,
I still like it.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. So
If Chris Boswell doesn't get 2 extra points, we rewrite it.
yeah, okay.
Martingale.
Martingale.
So yeah,
I have one more piece of news
Ooh.
in the world. Some Olympic news. Snoop Dogg is commentating in the Olympics.
What?
He's joined the NBC cast.
I actually didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a sideline thing, or is he in the booth?
I think he's in the booth just commentating on it. The Winter Olympics.
No, I didn't know that.
I totally forgot it was an Olympic year.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Double exciting.
Where are they this year? France?
They're in France, Paris.
That sounds right.
Yes.
I
When
only
did
know.
that start? February?
Yeah.
I'm asking a lot of questions that you might
No,
not
that
know.
sounds right. No, I just know about Snoop.
Sure, it's not the Summer Olympics.
I just heard about Snoop. That's all I know. But
Fair.
I'm pretty
You
sure
have a
it's
computer in front of you.
The amount of times I've asked questions and had this computer in front of me is bad. I don't. Why though? That seems like I love Snoop Dogg, but it just seems like he's. I don't know. I guess it depends. Summer,
They probably need
Summer this year?
Summer
2020?
this year.
No.
Yep.
Okay.
July 26th to August 11th, 2024.
That's exciting.
Where's that?
Paris.
Okay, that's okay.
What will he be commentating? Give me the biathlon.
Honestly, I would love 40-yard dash, the sprints.
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Fast walking.
Oh.
Which, by the way, I would win gold in.
Hey man, I'm a pretty fast walker.
Keep those heels down.
Yeah, you gotta do something that seems weird.
I don't know. Why do their hips move like that? Why do they do
You got momentum somehow, I guess.
Why is it an Olympic sport?
That's hey man.
Dodgeball's not. It's criminal.
It is criminal. Would you try out? Are there tryouts?
There's a Team USA for dodgeball.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it's not really it's a weird thing.
Throughout the game, Snoop will speak with NBC Olympics host Mike Tirico and provide the large primetime U.S. audience with his unique take on what's happening in Paris. He'll explore the city's iconic landmarks, attend Olympic competitions and events, and visit with with athletes, their friends, and families. So it sounds like he's gonna be like
He's me everywhere.
He's gonna be like a sideline.
That's gonna get old pretty quick.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like the little videos
Yeah,
before the
yeah.
events.
That's funny though.
But if he's doing live
yeah,
commentary,
that'd be awesome.
it's gonna be electric.
Flag football is not in this Olympics. It's the next one, I think.
Okay.
Really? I didn't even know they were doing that.
Oh yeah.
Where
I
are they?
think
He's talking about the squad.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Same be like Lamar or Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek.
If the U.S. loses, that'd be so sad. But anyway,
Who's gonna? Yes, sir.
no, go ahead.
Who's gonna play? Canada, Mexico, and the United States. You think Britain gets a team in there?
Sure. Yeah. New Zealand will throw their rugby players out there.
Germany might actually play. They had NFL Europe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be cool. Fine. Whatever.
I mean, there's basketball.
yeah, but basketball is
They're doing the dream team this year, right? Well, that's what confused me. You said June?
June or August.
Okay, that makes
July,
sense.
August.
Yeah, because they said they're doing another redeem team. I think.
Yeah, LeBron's playing or something. He's bringing USA basketball back or something.
I thought we won gold last in 2020. Didn't we rally and win gold?
I can't remember, but it's
It was
the World Cup that we blew it on. So
Oh,
yeah,
he's-
that's right.
he's
Yeah,
like,
that's
welcome
right.
back.
That's right. I don't know. I don't know. Got nothing.
I watch it. I do like Olympic basketball.
Mhm.
It's good.
Poor NBA. Just got their Christmas Day taken over. by the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the NFL's running it back next year.
They're supposed to have New Year's Eve too. I think.
Ooh.
Justin F.
Not following.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I think we're gonna get out of here. Enjoy the weekend of football, college football championship Monday night. Hope that game starts at a reasonable time. But
You'll get 8:30 and like it. It'll probably be 8 though.
yeah, I don't know.
So annoying.
It'll be a fun game. I'm excited to watch. So by next week, like I said, we'll have the playoff picture figured out for the NFL. College football will be in the books, and we'll go from there. So we will see you next week, hopefully.